Morning and welcome to tonight's City Council meeting on this Monday, April the 6th, 2026 at 7:01 p.m. Ms. Derry, would you call the roll, please?
Yes. A.C. Brown is absent. Ralph Meeker.
Here.
Tim Terry is absent. Roger Rainwater.
Here.
Steve Tedford.
Here.
Rod Powell is absent, but we have a quorum with the addition of the mayor.
Thank you. If you'll please stand, we'll begin our meeting tonight with a prayer led by Chief Brad Hobbs and a pledge followed by Chief Stuart Bryan.
Let's pray. Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the leaders in our city. We pray that you'll continue to bless our city. We pray for our troops overseas. We most importantly thank you for Easter and what it meant to us and your resurrection on the cross. We, in your son's name, amen.
Amen. Thank you. You may be seated. At this time, I would ask council to consider approving the minutes for the March 2nd, 2026 regular city council meeting.
I make a motion to approve them as written.
We have a motion
Second.
and a second.
Mr. Meeker.
Yes.
Mayor Kinslow.
Yes.
Mr. Rainwater.
Yes.
Mr. Tedford.
Yes.
It's unanimous.
Thank you. Tonight, under recognitions and acknowledgements, I'd like to recognize and acknowledge East Hills student. Do we have the name? Oh, so some student won won a spelling bee, and we're very proud of him or her. It's a him, okay. We're very proud of him, and we'll get that name out here in just a second. Okay. Yes, send me something. But sorry about that, but we are proud of that student for sure. East Point Robotics placed or going to state or one state? Anybody? Okay. So congratulations to that robotics team. And I also want to acknowledge Councilman Terry, who is not with us tonight. He had a death in the family, so if you would keep Tim and his family, in particular his wife, I think it was his wife's
Family.
stepmother. So please keep that family in your prayers, thoughts and prayers. Committee reports, some have been turned in, some have not. What you don't see, or if you see something if you don't see one, let us know and we'll get that information to you. Daniel will be glad to supply that as soon as we possibly can. Citizen Forum, no one has signed up this evening, so I'm assuming we're all good to go on that. I do want to acknowledge Miss Heather Durham tonight with Dobson Fiber, and we're gonna move you up in the lineup here in a little bit, so you don't have to stay all 7 hours. So hopefully we'll get you in and out as quick as we can. So other than that, we will move right into the financial report. Mr. Tom Marsh.
Mayor, I'm sorry, Karthik. Sixth grader at East Hills, 11 years old.
Last name is Karthik? First name?
First name.
Mr. Karthik. Oh, it is Karthik, okay. 6th grade, 11 years old. All right, congratulations. Thank you. Mr. Marsh.
Hey, first thing I wanted to do is let you know that it's going to be a good report, at least for the first quarter.
We were supposed to have.
April Fool.
Oh, April Fool.
Just kidding.
Wow.
Just kidding. All right, so the city sales and use tax, the same period change was 0.63%, but cumulatively we're up 10.12. Now that is down from 15, and it did change a little bit, excuse me, but it's still positive and the cumulative is still very strong. 10.12% on a budget of 0% growth is actually very good in the city sales and use tax side. And I'm going to show you some statistics on that in a little bit. County sales tax was up same period 4.5%. Our cumulative is up a little bit. It's actually now, instead of 3.5, it's 3.53. So the county sales tax is really strong as well. Advertising and promotion, they had a same period change of 25.21%, mostly because there was a very low collection period last year at this time. Their cumulative growth is 6.23%, and I'm going to show you some statistics on that as well. So all three of the main reportable tax revenue streams are up for the cumulative period January through March. And I'm going to break that down a little bit. Right here is Greenwood's 2% city sales and use tax. Now, you do see we're up positive a little over 0.5%, but the city of Fort Smith and the city of Hackett, they experienced really good. I know your eyes went right to Barling and you said 2,500%. How's that? You guys have an error there, but if you recall correctly, last year, the first 3 months of the year, they did not collect any sales and use tax because they were in that reporting period by DFA. So this 3,700 was remittances by some of the businesses that didn't get the memo that they didn't have to collect it. That was passed along by DFA. This was now representing more of a usual collection month for them. That's why this is skewed. Realize that city sales and use tax rather is basically what's collected in the city. So the cities stand alone, but it does give you an idea as to what cities are experiencing a little bit more prosperity and which ones are not as far as sales tax is concerned. As far as the city sales and use tax comparison from year over year, you do see that last month we had 15.19%. We're down to 10.12, mostly because of the 0.5% for the month collected from a January period of actual collections. The distribution occurs in March, but still well above where we were last year at this time. And that's primarily because of the devastating February that we had with the rebates. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to show you what that means to each of the departments that's represented by the city sales and use tax. The 1 3/4% tax, which is 1% for the water sewer and a 3/4 tax that goes a quarter each to Park, Street, and Fire. There's a $47,843 pickup so far in the first quarter for the water sewer departments, primarily because we budgeted 0% growth. Parks achieved almost a 12,000 spread amongst all three of the Park, Street, and Fire departments. And that equates to what you see here, a pickup of $83,720 we did not account for in the budget. So that's monies that are sort of windfalling to them. But I do want to caution you, next month could be devastating. Next quarter could be devastating. So you can't count your chickens before they're hatched. You could say, well, we got $11,900 to go spend. You're banking on the fact that my crystal ball says that's going to remain that high and that straight, even if it's flat from here on in. I can't guarantee that. So you got to remember, you got to be cautious with this game. As far as the 2026 distribution of a $0.25, that's making up our 2%. Traffic relief bond also benefited by $11,009. And you know, any increase that we have in city sales and use tax from the bonds perspective, once the distributions and the collections are solidified, that actually helps pay off the debt from the back end forward because they'll be making additional paid-in capital payments throughout the year with the monies that is earned from the increase in growth in the city sales and use tax. So that's a good thing because the bond was set at whatever the tax rates going forward had 0 growth. We were achieving at least a 3% growth per year. So our actual gain is almost $100,000 in the first quarter, when you look at the totality of the 2%. So that's good news. Now here's the rebate, and this is what I was wondering if we were going to see because of the $38,000 a bigger increase in March, but we did not. It's actually running pretty steady with what's considered to be normal. So I'll be looking for the next big 10,000 or greater hit, if you will, from the September period coming from a June 30th, it could be August or September, coming from the June 30th fiscal year end when a lot of the heavy filing goes on. So,
Hey, Tom, question. So do you think that rebate is tied more to the bridge or more to the roads? I mean, because we know that we're fixing to have two bridges come out here, so could we anticipate, I mean, 115,000 at
You-
another
you-
point when those bridges are being built?
it's actually one bridge they're building.
Oh, so
The other bridge is done.
Already built.
no, I'm talking about on this
This road,
here.
there's only one bridge left.
So that other one is completely done?
That's other one's done,
Okay.
yes. The pilings and the steel that's laid across, that's all done. That's ready to go. They even have the siding, the rock siding on it. It's pretty much ready. This bridge over here, yes, we will see some, and I'm expecting if they were to purchase that sometime in the next few months, which you said 2 months is when they'll probably start doing that construction, we will probably see that hit with both concrete and the steel right in here. But with the massive other bridges that we had, I think that contributed a lot more to this 115. I think it'll be at or above, little slightly above this, but I don't think we're gonna be anywhere near the amount of $174,000 that we hit last year. That's just my thoughts. I will tell you that if you graphed it, this is what the years look like. You have 23, 4, 5, and 6. In 2026, we're back to the normal levels where we would normally expect to see a little bit of pickup here that happened in 25 during the last 4 months of the year, which is what I'm looking for. We might come in somewhere in the 20 to 30,000 range up here, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to overtake the amount of money that was laid out from this huge impact on the 4 bridges that they actually completed. As far as the county, or rebate rather, for the audit, this is the audit side of it, and that's pretty much a non-event for us. There's some periods where we get pickups and some periods where we, and I'll talk about that when we get into item number 13, which is a contractual arrangement for a sales and use tax audit for our benefit. So don't panic when I said that audit word. As far as the city of Greenwood is concerned, in the month of March for the distributions, there's your 0.63% change, but when you add back the amounts for the rebate and the audit, you're looking at our actual percentage change for taxable sales purpose calculation. It was really 1.11% if there were no rebates and no audit adjustments. So if you took the amount that was really the tax and you calculated that back into taxable sales, we were up that 1.11% or $183,000 in January of 26 over January of 25. So let's look at cumulative. This is the 2% Greenwood tax distributions, adding back the rebates. It's 1.82%, which equates to just about $1 million more in taxable sales. Now that's the dollar amount. What I want to show you is I would be more comfortable with this 1.82% if the 12 months ending February of 26's inflation rate wasn't 2.41%. Because what that's telling you, if this number was greater than 2.41%, that means there is more actual purchasing going on. This is saying that the majority of what we're seeing probably has a lot to do with inflation, the cost of the products you're buying, and they're buying less. So while you're experiencing growth by inflation, because our rate of growth is less than the rate of inflation. That's just one way of looking at it. So it would comfort me more if this number were 3%. Then I would say that there was inflation, but there was also purchasing growth, more being purchased instead of more costly things being purchased. As far as the county sales and use tax is concerned, we were up 3.53%, but we had two first quarter dismal years in 24 and 25, so this is very promising for us as far as county. Now I want to show you how that parlays to all of the departments for the first quarter. We had $23,000 more collections in the first quarter for the county sales tax. And when you distribute that to the planning, to the police, animal control, parks, and fire, this is how much more money came into their budgets in the first quarter that was not there for them to even budget against. So you'll see police picked up $11,700 in the first quarter. And you see the fire department gained $6,000, and then there's planning, police and animal control, animal control, and parks and recreation. So that's your 23,000. That's the benefit of that growth from a zero budget. All of their expenses and our amount that we put in for our reserve calculated against a zero growth. So this is a windfall to them. Remember, don't go spending all of that, because next quarter it could be 12,000 in the other direction. So, or the next quarter could be bad. We don't know. But that's a positive indicator right now. Seems like the lowest amounts that we get are starting out are in the first quarter. Combined sales tax, use tax, were cumulative up 7.22%. At this point last year, we were down 6.42%. So that's also very favorable. City sales, the city advertising and promotion, you're 18,000 on a very low collection period in 2025 before there was some catch-ups being made down the line. 25.21% is the amount growth over last year. However, your cumulative growth is 6.23%. Now, if you keep that in mind and I go to the graphs, the March over March, in other words, this is March for each of the years from 2018. This is what we collected in the Marches. And you'll see that 2025 was 14, so we're up to 18,402 collected in March of 26. But when you look at the average monthly collections for each of those, each of the periods through March, in other words, the first quarter, we were 18.9, 18.4, and now 17.6 if we looked at the years. And I'll show you how that calculates. We have 52,931, so that's on a prepared food sales tax of 5,293 collected or taxed in 2026. And that average monthly sale, if it continues for the remainder of the year, at 1,000,007 is a 17.6. So if that pans out to not grow anymore and we carry that out for the rest of the year, you're looking at a year-over-year sales decline of 4.53%. That's not actual, that's just a prognostication. If the prepared food tax does not increase or collections do not increase and they're distributed to us. They will be seeing this tomorrow. As far as cash flow is concerned, the cash beginning balance of $12 million, we had a $721,000 reduction or decrease in the month of March. There was some spending and some projects that were done, mostly in the water sewer department. Year-to-date net decrease in cash is $721,093 because we had a little bit of a pickup last month. Current fund balance of all funds now is $11,000,004. We're budgeted to end the year at down 60%. However, right now we're down just about 6%. Now, if we go to the actual capital expense that makes this up, the capital expenditures year-to-date is $1,000,007 for the city. That's 15.31%. Believe it or not, that's very high for a first quarter from most of the quarters that we've had over the last several years. So that's pretty good, but as you see, it's really being driven by the water sewer department, primarily water department. It's got most of that expense so far. The city capital spending, when you take out the impact of water sewer, is $185,000 on their budget of $2.4 million, which they're at 7.5% so far spent. And that's the rest of the city is street and general. Now I want to talk about the contingency. This was more for the benefit of the questions that A.C. Brown was asking last time about the contingency ordinance and the policies. So this was your general operating fund contingency that you set at 15%, $746,000. I would like to make a point here. That $746,000 should be considered your floor. That's the amount of money you don't want to go under, because if you do, it triggers a response. That's when he was saying, well, I think we should set it at 5%. Well, your floor is 15. Otherwise, dramatic steps have to be taken by your policy. Your high point is greater than 25%. So you have between those two before you have discretionary power based on the ordinance to start spending money on current budgeted projects that are unbudgeted or pushed aside for obviously financial reasons that we were not anticipating an uptick in for tax purposes. Now, when you look at that contingency, I wanted to point out, this is the report you're gonna get every month. This contingency balance report, as of 2/28, our unrestricted balance was 850,000 at the end of February. Your reserve balance is 746. That's 104,000 greater than the reserve balance floor. So that means you're up 14% from where that contingency was set. So in March, you have 828,000, and that is against your floor, 82,000 now, 203, or you're right now at 11%. Yes, you had a 3% decline, but you're still healthy above the reserve floor. Here's the trigger points. So 10% below this number would be a reduction of $74,000. So your amount that you would be saying this number right here cannot get below is 671,000. If it hits 671, 640, you're triggering 10%, that 10% reduction trigger, which is in your protocol, what that is. As far as your 25%, that means the 828,000 would have to be down to 559 before it triggers the 25%. So anything between 746 and 671 is a warning zone of something to be cautious about, but it's not triggering anything until you hit this 10%. So each of these numbers are what the number here would have to fall to in order to trigger the amounts of actions that are set in your policy. 25% is 186,000 the other direction. So if this number, 828, hits 935,000, well, you have 3,000 or so dollars to play with, because that's above that 25% mark, and it's now discretionary for you guys. If it got to $1 million, you'd have 70,000 to play with, is what I'm saying, but only for the current budget year. Because you then, if you don't do anything, it rolls into next year's budget, and then you reset what your contingency percentage would be each year at budget time. So I hope this makes it a clearer picture in how the triggers were set to work and what those numbers really are and how we monitor it. Okay?
Sure.
I think
questions?
Thank you, Tom, good job.
Welcome. Appreciate it.
Could you email that particular slide? If we can get a copy of that?
Absolutely.
To whom?
I don't know if the
Nah,
other
that's a
council
joke.
was us.
To just the three of you.
That was a joke. Get it to all of them. Thank you, Tom. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Tom.
Appreciate it.
Tom?
We are at agenda additions, and I've got one to consider for the council to consider. It's from Chief Bryan. Resolution amending the Greenwood budget, installation of HBLS fan. It's number 14 in your not on your agenda, but if you're willing to do that, we'll add that. Everybody good with that?
Yep.
Okay. So that one's number 14, and I'm gonna, for now, I'm gonna move it around with your permission in a second, but, first we'll begin, we're gonna move it with your permission. Where am I? Number 7 up to now. So we have Miss Heather Durham with Dobson Fiber here to speak to us about a contract that we're considering. I know I've talked to her on the phone a little bit, and she's had many conversations with Danielle, so welcome.
I was told you guys have this in your packet already.
Number
so-
7 in y'all's packet.
Yeah.
Did you get the presentation itself or just the?
I did not get that one, no, so it's a good thing you made copies.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Well, thank you guys for letting me come tonight. I appreciate it. I'll try not to take up too much of your time. But my name's Heather Durham. I'm with Dobson Fiber, and we're an Oklahoma-based fiber company that started in Oklahoma, and it was it's a third-generation company. A few years ago, Dobson bought Pinnacle, which brought us into western Arkansas, and so we have fiber footprint in Fort Smith, Barling, Ozark, and hopefully, we're gonna come into Greenwood, so that's why I'm here tonight. Slide number 2 just kind of shows you who our leadership team is. You'll see Everett Dobson at the top. He's our president and chairman of the board, and he's third generation Dobson family. We started off as a telephone company, went into the cellular business, and then later got into fiber. On slide 3, that just shows you our fiber footprint network, and we have roughly a little over 6,500 route miles right now. And you will see our backbone fiber that's going into areas of Arkansas. So we're very excited about that. I'm going to go ahead and skip down to slide 5. And that shows you right now the current markets that we are serving in the state of Oklahoma and in Arkansas. So those are areas where we are serving residents and businesses. There's several more markets on here that you do not see that we just serve businesses. What you see reflected on here is just for the residential side, which is what we're here tonight for. The great thing about Dobson on slide 6 is we have dual diverse fiber routes, which is really great because it helps give our network resilience and it sets us apart from a lot of our other regional competitors. You'll see we go down to Dallas for a lot of our transport. That becomes important, especially when you're talking about your enterprise companies. They look for their data transport to go out of the major data centers. And so we have a data presence in all of the regional data centers, which is also reflected on page 7, or slide 7. Dobson, the network that we do, it's going to be a one and done type situation. So once we come and we put infrastructure in the air and the ground, we're done. So any upgrades that we have to do to our network will just be software upgrades. It doesn't require another construction effort, which is unlike a lot of other providers out there. Initially, we will be able to offer speeds up to 10 gig to your house. That will be later going up to 25 gig and then 100 gig. And those additional changes, those upgrades will just, again, be done with software. It won't be us coming and doing any construction work for that. Slide 9, that's just a little snapshot picture of our operations center. Like I said, we are Oklahoma based, so we have a call center in Oklahoma City, and then we also have a call center in Lavaca. So we have 2 of those call centers. And then we have technical support in Oklahoma City as well as in Fort Smith. So we do have people that are really close by and local, which we like, where we take pride in ourselves about that. And our technical support is 24/7, and our call center is 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. So when you pick up the phone, it's really great because you're talking with somebody in Oklahoma or Arkansas, and you don't have to worry about the random call trees and not knowing when you're going to have somebody pick up the phone. So we really like that aspect. All of our residential plans, they are symmetrical speeds. So you're going to get the same upload and download. That's really great, especially like if you're streaming or you have kids that do gaming, things like that. Those become really important. On the residential side, we have no data caps. We have no contracts. So if you sign up with us and you don't like us, you should leave us. So there's no contracts tied on the residential side. The business plans do come with contracts, but only because those are a little bit more customizable. And when we come to build out fiber, we will literally pass all the residential houses within the area, which you're going to see here in a little bit. And the businesses take a little bit, sometimes will take an additional construction effort. We can go ahead and skip to slide 13. Everybody wants to know where we're going to build out. So slide 13, that yellow area is just our initial design. I really want to stress the word initial because every market that I've been a part of, we build out, and then after we build out, more interest builds, or we build to a certain location, which allows us to expand our footprint. So, but we do have to draw the line somewhere when we first come. And so this is what that was going to afford, and that will cover roughly 1,850 addresses within that first initial area.
How many did, oh, it's right there, 1850.
Yes.
Sorry.
No, you're good. The rest of it is really it's just additional information that kind of goes into like our fiber plans that we would offer, our services and all of that. But the purpose of me being here tonight is the right-of-way agreement, which you guys have in your packet. And that just says, okay, yes, you would allow Dobson Fiber to come and start this project. What would happen is, if it's approved, we will, well, we're already, by the way, we're already working with trying to get the aerial permits needing and all of that so that nothing's losing traction on that side, because that can take some time to get. But if it's approved tonight, we would want to come back once we get all of those, have a meeting and sit down and show you the low-level design so that you guys can have a say and you see exactly where our infrastructure is going to be placed. And you would have a construction manager, very hands-on our end, just to make sure you guys are aware of what's happening, lock and step. But in that right-of-way agreement as well, it's our boilerplate template, so we did put a municipal fee of 5% that we would pass back through to the city. Should you guys elect to do that, 5% is really the maximum we can give, so we just kind of put the maximum in there. I think the only really caveat you'll see is if you do happen to have an agreement with somebody else and it's 3%, we just ask that it be fair and that we get 3% as well, so that there's not a competitive advantage for one over the other. I've talked really fast. Are there any questions so far?
I'm not necessarily a question. I want to state a couple of things for the council's benefit, that our city attorney has taken a look at this, I believe, contract earlier and seems to be okay with it. Denise with DCR is very much anxious for this to happen, and she's our guru on that part of it. So, and you said it already, but I like the idea. The construction manager, we all would sit down, have our utility folks, water, sewer, streets, obviously in the room, and make sure that everybody's on the same page.
Absolutely.
Last thing we want is you want, or wouldn't want either, is to slice through something that doesn't need to be sliced through.
Yeah, and when I report back tonight, based off of whatever the decision is, I kind of do a warm handoff and introduce the team and say, here's the internal team, be on the lookout. They're gonna wanna start having conversations. Our permitting team's gonna wanna understand your permitting process, making sure they're abiding by, everybody's different. So all of that would happen. Right now, as far as start time, they're looking at late summer. Again, we're still trying to get a few aerial permits that we need. It's kind of like Christmas. We don't know what we're going to get on those. We might get 2 tomorrow and 100 the next week. I mean, it's just kind of, we don't know. We're at their mercy. But so those will be coming in. And but in the meantime, again, we will want to have meetings with you guys and show you what our plans are, and then make those adjustments as those need to happen.
As of our most recent ordinance about franchise, it's 4.25% on the rest of them, so you might want to adjust the contract.
And we can, yeah.
It's again, so the council, I know you said it, this is just the right-of-way access agreement. It's not.
Right,
We're looking at it, I know, for the city, we're looking into it to see if it makes sense for us, and looks good so far, but this is just for the agreement to go in the city.
Right, and I get asked a lot of times, like, what happens if nobody signs up? Well, then Dobson has wasted $3 million. It's just gonna be just shy of that for us to build this out. So, I mean, we believe in our product, and we know it's a good thing. I mean, what we're doing is really a generational investment, because nothing beats speed of light, nothing beats glass.
Will this be available to everyone, City of Greenwood?
Within that yellow zone area initially, yes. And then, typically, like, when we go into new markets, it'll be like, oh, well, we're building a new housing addition over here, or we want to reach this location, and that will be, we can just look at that as it comes up, but we have to draw a line somewhere initially.
For sure.
Yeah.
And the city attorney, I believe, has blessed this contract, right? Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Do we have any comment from planning or any of our utilities? Have y'all had a chance to look through this?
I marked up the original contract before it was sent over to Travis. So I think we're good with it at this point.
are there any areas where are there any pain points in town that, working with them, we might be able to address while they're doing this?
The original territory that they defined, it's been a while since I looked at that territory, but it didn't cover all parts of the city. But as she mentioned, we would be able to work with the construction manager to expand those services to the pain points that previously haven't had service. But that would come at a later date. You know, Arkansas Valley provides wave to both the west and eastern portions of the city already. So this will provide services centralized where we currently do not have that availability.
I'm just looking at places where either we don't have our streets, like take, for instance, Webster, just as an example, not built out to the correct width of a collector street. We don't have the correct right-of-way. Are you sure that we've got all the correct rights of way for the areas that they'll be working right now?
I think that where these utilities would be installed underground, they would go in the existing right-of-ways as they are now. To go outside of those right-of-ways would, as you know, would require easement acquisition, which, I mean, that would be on them. That wouldn't be part of our discussion with them.
Okay, but those would need to be identified.
Yes. You could also put it in a contract that they agree to relocate said services at the time that it's identified that they're, you know, we're expanding right away.
Yeah, whenever there are road moves, whenever there are anything like that, typically we have to go and locate our infrastructure and figure out where we need to move it to. And as far as operating outside a public right-of-way, again, like he mentioned, those normally come with easement agreements with whoever owns that property that we need to get into. That becomes, we work with that property owner if that's the case. But we typically, we will try to stay within the public right-of-way as much as possible.
So you're saying, to his point, I guess, is if we decided to Webster or something, any street, do what we need to do to that road, widen it for whatever reason, whatever purpose it serves, then you come back and,
Either that or we just don't put it in that strip until you guys let us know that it's ready.
okay.
So yeah, there's been areas where we've deferred
Yeah.
and just not, built that infrastructure because of a road widening or whatever, versus coming in, putting it in, and then coming back and
Having to do
moving
yeah.
it, yes.
So the good part of sitting with Jeff here is our street director, so him giving you information, we're gonna overlay or we're gonna widen or put a sidewalk in over here on Webster or wherever, then you can react to that.
Right,
Or
and-
on the timeline that he's got.
Absolutely. And so when we come back and we give you guys the low-level designs, that's when you're really going to want to sit down and, do apples and apples comparison and making sure that, okay, yes, no, we have a main water line right here. We want you to avoid that and go to the other side of the road or whatever the case may be. So that's why everything is called initial design and everything is called high level at this point, because we haven't been able to have those discussions.
So, not to be negative, but so if we approve this evening, you would not, you're still gonna come back?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
You're not given the permission to go start digging
No.
up tomorrow on Center Street?
No, there's a lot that has to be done. And matter of fact, before we put a shovel in the ground and do anything, we like to come back out and have a gold shovel and kind of make it a big, work with your chamber, make it a big PR event so that everybody knows we're coming to town.
Yeah.
And they'll do door hangers and everything else and make it a big publicity event. Yeah, so don't worry about that. If you see our trucks doing anything, it's either because of the existing fiber we have in the ground and they're doing some maintenance work or something, but they should not be.
Well, to be honest with you, I don't know, I could drive through town tomorrow. If you started tomorrow, I might not know it because there's so much going on.
Oh, well,
There's a lot happening.
our trucks better be marked
They better- yeah,
and our
it should-
people better
it
be,
should be a little
yes,
different than our
clearly labeled,
Okay,
yes.
okay.
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions, gentlemen?
So do we need to make a motion to approve?
I would
Yep.
suggest that, yes, sir.
I'll make a motion, we approve the agreement.
Second.
Motion and second?
Mr. Meeker? Mr. Meeker?
Yes.
Mayor Kinslow?
Yes.
Mr. Rainwater?
Yes.
Mr. Tedford?
I haven't even read this. I just haven't read this, and this is, I don't know quite what I'm committing to yet.
Well, it was in the packet originally sent out Friday, but.
Yeah. I just haven't had a chance to go through it. I'll go ahead and vote for this.
Okay, it's unanimous.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you so much.
Appreciate you. What color are your trucks?
White.
Great. Thank you. Okay, with council's approval also, I would like to move up, where you at, chief? Number
14.
8?
Eight.
No?
14.
14, I'm sorry. Where did I hear that? Yeah, 14 up to now.
And I'm not trying to get out here to go watch a ball game, because I could care less
Sure,
on that, those two guys.
Well, let me make sure you guys know what he's doing here. He added something to the agenda to make us late, and he's leaving early,
Because I'm leaving early in
just so you
the
know.
morning.
Go ahead.
I have to be at
I thought
Adam
I'd
at
set the
8:30
tone.
in the morning, so I just didn't realize what time I was going to get up.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Mayor, council, Ms. Derry, Mr. Plummer, got a resolution, it'll be amending the budget. When we decided to install the sprinkler system and all the life safety system, if y'all remember back in 2000, oh, well, I don't know, were you on the council in 15? I can't
No.
remember. Anyway, back in 15, when we built the station, they decided to take out the fan structure, where we had a fan that was going to be under the covered area where I park my truck. And so when that was taken out, they took out all the infrastructure on the inside to go with it to save the money. Well, they also made it to where it had no access. So now that we're going out there to try to put a sprinkler system in it, we have no access panels. So they're going to take the complete bottom of it completely out and then reinstall it to do that, because we didn't have any access panels. So anyway, we got stuff to in for doing all that. We're actually getting, I think it's Bashir's Construction is going to come in and do that. And we thought, as long as we're doing that, let's go ahead and put the fan in, because that we're going to have to put openings so they can get in there and get to the sprinkler system anyway, access panels. So we'd like to go ahead and put the, it's called HVLS fan. And we're going to go ahead and put both those in at the same time, and then have those access panels for the sprinkler system. It just didn't make any sense to try to go back in there and put something with no access. They have to get access to it for one thing. But if we're doing it, it'd save us money to go ahead and put the fan in now instead of delaying. And so the additional funds that we're requesting, and I talked with Travis about it, what it would take, it's $83.94, but when Tom and I put this together, I put $8,500 just in case there was some little overrun. The installation of the actual modification, where we were going to go up and add the panels, was not going to be that much of an increase, but adding the fan to it put it over the 5,000 threshold, where I could have just went to the mayor and got the addition. And so coming to council and asking you guys to approve that, so we can put a fan under there and actually get some circulation when we're training. This would be out of the city sales and use tax, out of the on capital improvements.
Questions, council?
What's aggravating is that there was no access. I mean, tearing that whole thing out and then putting it back up. But that's our only option.
Questions from anybody? Concerns? Motion?
You said this is city sales and use tax? I'll make a motion, we adopt the resolution.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to adopt?
Mr. Meeker?
Yes.
Mayor Kinslow?
Yes.
Mr. Rainwater?
Yes.
Mr. Tedford?
Yes.
Unanimous.
Thank you.
Thank you, Council.
Thanks, Chief. Safe
And
travels
just to
in
let
the
you
morning.
know, reason I'm having to go early, the Fire Marshal's office has asked me to be on the code revision committee for our future fire code. So be there at 8:30 in the morning. So if you got anything that needs to be addressed or you want addressed, let me know and I'll try to stick it in there. I thought it was a small committee until I saw the committee list. I think there's about 40 on it. So I don't know how you get much done with 40, but that's how it works. So,
Thanks, Chief. Congratulations on your appointment. Okay, old unfinished business. Number 1, Police Animal Services Ordinance repealing and replacing ordinance number 23-11, Animal Services Rules and Regs, third reading. Chief?
Mayor, Council, Madam Clerk, Mr. Attorney, this is the resolution to
Ordinance.
our ordinance, I apologize, to correct, just clean up our animal service ordinance and also add the new fines, new fees, the mobile pet registration, and it's basically the third reading of what we've been reading. We've made the corrections that was recommended, and
The one change.
yes, one change on the daily boarding fee, I think it was page 9, is, it was meant to be $25, was an oversight, I kept it at 40. Ms. Charlotte changed that, and it's back to, it's the 25. So that's the last correction that needed to be made on it, and it's all in line.
Travis, can the mayor make motions when he makes a quorum, or do you know?
The mayor
Can he make motions?
make a quorum.
If I'm making a quorum, yeah.
But can he make motions, I wonder?
I don't know.
I don't know
He
either.
can
I
vote to
wouldn't,
break
I
the
wouldn't
tie.
think so.
Right, and pass a measure, but I don't know if he can make motions.
I kind of think not, but I don't know.
Deciding vote.
Hmm?
You're the deciding vote in if it comes to it.
I don't think he can.
Okay.
Seems like I read no.
I was hoping yes, so you could just get things moving.
Right,
all the time.
right. All right.
So are you looking for a motion?
I think that's what
Yes.
we're looking
I
at.
make a motion,
We have a motion?
To what? Put it on third reading by title
Yep.
only? Okay, great.
third reading, title only.
Going to, you just jumped right in there. Okay.
Are you
There's
seconding in that,
second.
Steve?
I'll second that,
Okay,
yeah.
because y'all are in a race over here.
Mr. Tedford, second.
Mr. Meeker?
No.
Pardon?
Nope.
Mayor Kinslow?
Yes.
Mr. Rainwater?
Yes.
Mr. Tedford?
Yes.
It does not pass. So, I'll have to hold it over on a, maybe if somebody wants to table it, hopefully, or whatever, I don't
Can
know.
you, not to change your mind at all, can you voice your issue?
Oh, he
Yeah, so,
did.
yeah, so I
Oh, you
voted.
already did?
Yeah, I voted no on the first and the second
Yeah.
reading.
Right, right,
Just
right.
primarily because of the I don't support the TNR program.
Okay.
But I will say this, I mean, because we are 1, 2, 3 city councilmen short,
Right.
I do think it would be fair to probably table the third reading until they're here.
Would you like to table this then?
I would.
Make a motion?
Second.
Motion second, table.
You gotta jump in there, man.
Mr. Meeker?
Yes.
Mayor Kinslow?
Yes.
Mr. Rainwater?
Yes.
Mr. Tedford?
Yes.
It is tabled unanimously.
Chief?
No, I understand where we're at. I misunderstood the vote, though. Did Mr. Tedford vote no against it?
He said
No,
yes.
I said yes.
There was three yeses and one no, we need 4 yeses.
Understood.
It's because of our low turnout.
So we just tabled it till next council.
Thank you. Thank you, Chief. Okay, moving on. Number 2, Finance Resolution adopting fiscal performance policy, tabled from the previous meeting. Tom, you want to address?
I don't have anything to address.
Okay, it is what it is.
There was recommendations made by the application committee.
Right.
All
there were some things brought up last meeting in page 5, in the shaded parts and the little strikeouts of what we
Of
changed.
minutes,
15,
Oh, I'm sorry.
25, 15, 10.
sorry.
Yeah, and this time we have all the pages.
Yeah,
Wording has been done to clarify a little bit more, so it's not as confusing. And I think I summed up what those numbers would be based on this at the financial preview. But everything in there is consistent, and I have no problem with what's been changed. I recommend it for change.
I was gonna say, do you support it though?
Well, I'll make a motion, we adopt the resolution then.
have a motion
Second.
and a second to adopt?
Mr. Meeker?
Yes.
Mayor Kinslow?
Yes,
Mr. Rainwater?
Yes.
Mr. Tedford?
Yes.
It's unanimous.
thank you. Number 3, finance, ordinance establishing contingency reserve fund, third reading.
Same here. Same kind of deal. Codification committee went over this.
You said these,
Section 3 has a,
yep,
think a correction on there, or adjustment.
Well, that was in response to Mr. Brown's concern about the minimum, or there being a floor, and so we just took the percentage out, put a minimum percentage of the city's annual operating expenditures of the general unrestricted fund calculated as an average of 2 months' operating expenditures. As you just suggested earlier, should be the bare minimum floor ever, so.
Yeah, I think we were getting mixed, we were getting lost in
Yeah.
what set. But when you set that reserve contingency, you were setting it for.
yep.
You know, was this the piece where we looked at that one ratio that you were talking about, the generally accepted accounting principles?
Is the 15.8%.
Yeah.
You set 15, so.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
That's why they removed the 15%.
I'll make a motion
A second.
Have a motion and a second?
To do what?
by title
Put it
only.
on.
Put it on third reading by title only?
Yep.
Yes.
Alrighty. Ralph, you seconded it?
Yes,
Is that
ma'am.
correct?
Yes.
Mr. Maker?
Yes.
Yeah. Mayor Kinslow?
Yes,
Mr. Rainwater?
Yes.
Mr. Tedford?
Yes.
It's unanimous. An ordinance establishing a general fund contingency reserve, providing funding, use, administration, and replenishment, ensuring compliance with generally accepted accounting principles, Arkansas law, and governmental accounting standards, and for other purposes.
thank you. Number 4, city attorney, annexation ordinance for fire station property on its third reading.
No changes since our last visit of this. It's just moving
As it-
through the
as it-
process.
As it were, right?
Yeah.
As it is. Make a motion to adopt third
Second.
and final reading
Have a motion and a second to adopt third and final reading?
By title only?
by title only.
Good, because I don't want to read the whole thing. Mr. Maker?
Yes.
Mayor Kinslow?
Yes.
Mr. Rainwater?
I didn't want you to have to read it.
Mr. Rainwater?
Yes.
Can you read this?
Mr. Tedford?
Yes.
I think so.
It's unanimous?
Can you read this one?
Yeah, right. An ordinance annexing certain real property within the city limits of Greenwood, Arkansas, assigning the same to wards and for other purposes.
Thank you. Number 5, ordinance repealing ordinance 22-17 and amending others, removing planning jurisdiction, second reading. Mr. Hunter or Mr. Bell?
This is the second reading on this ordinance, correct?
Yes.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah. Is there any questions from anybody?
Nothing's changed
It's
since
also
the last.
no changes, right?
There were no changes, there were no requests at the last council meeting.
I put all the ordinances it affects on their tablets, although I haven't seen anybody look at it. Because, you know, it's more like
This
bathroom
was a
reading material.
corrective ordinance in nature, aligns our legislation with the state
I'll make a motion, we adopt the ordinance for second title only.
Second.
Motion and second?
Mr. Meeker?
Yes.
Mayor Kinslow?
Yes.
Mr. Rainwater?
Yes.
Mr. Tedford?
Regrettably, yes.
It's unanimous. An ordinance amending the Code of Ordinances of the City of Greenwood, Arkansas to remove references to municipal extraterritorial or planning jurisdiction, to repeal ordinance 22-17, establishing a planning jurisdiction area, to conform local law to Act 314 of 2025 and for other purposes.
Noted that we're not thrilled,
Yeah.
Right,
but it is what it is.
we don't like it.
Thank you, Mr. Michael. Number 6, City Attorney ordinance annexing Denver and Jones Street property on its first reading.
Yeah, so this is look on the very back, see the parcel that we're talking about here, it's kind of up behind, Yeager's. It is an enclave, and so there's no requirement, for us to take this before the county court. We can do it, by ordinance. So that's what you have in front of you. It's the ordinance that you guys, asked us to have for you this meeting.
And this was a requested annexation, correct?
This was requested by the landowner,
Right.
property owner.
This was requested by the property owner, and it's an enclave.
It's also my understanding there's a meeting to get this done as quickly as possible. I know you guys sometimes aren't, very keen on emergency clauses, and you couldn't pass one tonight anyway, but, if you're inclined to consider this ordinance, I might ask that you waive the second and third readings. Give it 30 days to go into effect.
If they adopt it tonight too, just
Yes.
wait, yeah.
I'll make a motion, we adopt this ordinance for the first reading, title only.
Second.
Mr. Meeker?
Yes.
Mayor Kinslow?
Yes.
Mr. Rainwater?
Yes.
Mr. Tedford?
Yes.
It's unanimous. An ordinance annexing certain lands that are completely surrounded by the incorporated limits of the city of Greenwood. We're not declaring an emergency, is that right?
We cannot, we don't have,
All right.
I can't
Do
vote.
you want me to strike that part?
Sure.
Okay, and for other purposes. But we need to wait.
I'll make a motion, we waive the second and third reading.
Motion.
Motion
Second.
second to waive. Second, third.
Almost challenged you there.
Mr. Meeker?
Yes.
Mayor Kinslow?
Yes.
Mr. Rainwater?
Yes.
Mr. Tedford?
Yes.
It's unanimous.
And then make a motion to adopt. I'll make a motion to adopt.
I'll make a motion, we adopt.
You mean you second it?
I'll second
There's
it.
such
Because he
drama,
already made that.
Who made the motion?
Lord mercy.
such drama.
he made-
You're seconding, right?
Okay.
Mayor
Have a
Kinslow?
motion
I mean-
second to adopt.
Mr. Meeker?
Yes.
Mayor Kinslow?
Yes.
Mr. Rainwater?
Yes.
Mr. Tedford?
Yes.
It's unanimous.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Okay, we're going down to number 8. This is SRCA building rental. As I had spoken when we were first starting the project of the senior citizen building being out where it is that we bought and remodeled, and now it's open and they're loving their facility out there. Also told council that we would try to work on a rental agreement so we can bring in some funds, if you will, although it not be a lot, just something to kind of keep the lights on a little bit, if you will. So we researched this. Danielle worked pretty hard and got with Farmers Bank. Okay, she didn't work that hard, but she got with Farmers Bank and I think maybe one or two others to see what their rates were around town. We wanted to make it affordable, certainly for whatever event there is, and it's a very, very simple rental agreement. So we're just putting it before council gets your approval on this so we can install it, I suppose, and start the process. If you notice, the kitchen facilities are off limits. The only thing that I have to do is get with somebody, usually street department, and go out and take a look at the door that goes into the kitchen is not currently lockable. And so we want to make sure that we're doing the right thing out there about protecting the equipment and everything in the kitchen. So it'll just be the dining area. And it doesn't say, but I don't think we're even gonna unlock the pool room, so basically the dining area. So I foresee it to be a birthday party, wedding reception type place, so.
And the reason they can't use the kitchen is because?
Well, we have insurance concerns, Department of Health, yeah, yeah,
Because it's certified,
yeah,
serve safe and all that, so.
yeah, it being what it is,
They're messing with something,
yeah.
they lose their certification.
Not to mention there's a gas stove there with, you don't want just anybody turning knobs,
Got all their food in there, we don't want anybody
yeah,
taking any of their food, and the Arkansas Department of Health said that no one else could use that kitchen.
yeah. And the, yeah, and the pavilion has the same situation. I mean, there is no cooking facility in Edward Wilkinson Pavilion, and it, obviously, of course, it's gonna be a whole different ballgame, but it would serve the same purpose.
And you said the door to the kitchen is not lockable?
It's just a swinging door, yeah. It's a regular kitchen. It's like you're in a restaurant. You're going in.
Interior door?
Yeah, that's easily remedied. We can fix that. The two windows that are pickup windows for food and drop off for dirty dishes are on, it's like a miniature garage door. Those can be rolled down and locked also, so. And that's the only entrance into that kitchen, other than exterior.
Does it need to say on here anywhere the times that's not available? You know, because it'll be used by them.
Well, obviously, we'll say that when they call, but yeah, we can easily add it.
Because I mean, you know, it might
During their business
help
hours, we're not,
That's a good idea.
for people to know about
Yeah.
decorating and
and under no circumstances will we rent while the senior activities are going on, whether it be.
Well, they
meals-
may enjoy it. I mean,
They might. They might.
Free
And on
birthday
occasion, the center itself or Lisa and the crew, occasionally will use it at nighttime themselves. So that'll be coordinated between Danielle and Lisa. And so I don't think it'll be too big a
she
deal.
can just share a calendar with them on
Right.
Outlook or whatever.
I would recommend before we
Do what?
Occupancy.
Maximum occupancy, in other words, how many guests could you have?
Oh,
Like 75 or 100?
there is a sign.
Party, what do you, I mean, because that's a common question I'm asking.
Yeah, I don't remember what it is, but there is a sign on the wall.
We had 100 people.
Well, I think we would address it the same way we do at the pavilion. There's a sign on the wall there, and now the pavilion's different, because if you open one of those glass doors, you're free to have 1 billion people. Maybe not 1 billion, but you can have as many as you want, almost.
Well, that's a good point. That probably needs to be on here, maximum occupancy, because you don't want to arrange the party, make all the arrangements, and then walk there and see the sign and say, oh, we can't use this.
Right.
So, and I would recommend before we actually have anybody, before we need to enforce an agreement like this, that we get that door secured.
No, that's my intention,
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I would like for you to pass it tonight if you can, if you're willing to do that, so I can immediately, tomorrow, maybe, have the guys go out and
We'll go out and
and
figure out what we need
fix the
tomorrow.
door, and then we can add, if you'd be passing it with that knowing, and also that we'll add the occupancy level, if you're good with that. And we'll do exactly what's on the sign, whatever that is. Yes, sir?
If the door may have to have panic hardware,
Yeah,
I'll have to look at that.
okay. Yeah, whatever building,
On the inside of the kitchen?
I mean, it'd be just like this interior door right here has got panic hardware. It just depends on the number of people that can be in the back and their required number of means of egress.
Because you've got the front doors and then you've got the other back door that goes out there behind it in that room. So you've got two egress points.
Yeah, it would be panic.
Oh, there is
from the
two.
kitchen out.
That's
Out,
what
yeah.
If the stove were to catch on fire.
Yeah.
You've got three ways out in there
Right.
too.
Yeah.
So
It may not, I just wanna look at it.
yeah, whatever
we'll do what we need to do.
code we need to follow, yeah. But we're receiving calls. We've already turned down a few, I think, since it's,
Turned down one.
oh, okay. Ministerially speaking, it's 7. Dewey Hickey. That's Dewey Icky. Okay.
You wanna make a motion, Steve?
I make a motion that we adopt this rental agreement subject to security of the door according to building, inspection, whatever, and occupancy on the form, maximum
Second.
building occupancy.
Motion and second.
Mr. Meeker?
Yes.
Mayor Kinslow?
Yes.
Mr. Rainwater?
Yes.
Mr. Tedford?
Yes.
Unanimous.
Thank you very much. Number 9 is resolution authorizing agreement with AML Trauma Assistance Program. I think, who wants to talk about this?
Let's all just talk about it
Let's
at
all
once.
talk about it, yeah.
This is a good program, we believe, by the Municipal League for something that we are now required to offer, or, I mean, not offer, but cover our affected employees. Travis might be better at kind of,
Yeah, so it's, Act 398 of, last year's legislative session, states that a public employer must, provide coverage for its public safety employees participating in up to 12 licensed counseling visits in a calendar year following a traumatic event. So basically what this is a program that the Municipal League put together that would essentially, put a cap on what we would have to pay for those services. I believe it's between $120 and $150 a visit.
Yeah.
Charlie, is that correct?
yes, yes,
1 to 150.
that's what they
Yeah.
say.
100 to 150, and so,
It says here.
you know, those visits very easily could go upwards of $400 to $500 a piece, and so this is a program that the Municipal League put forward to, ensure that we are compliant with the new state law that passed. Because if we participate in this program and our employees use it, we will be compliant with the law, and 2, to save us money.
And it also protects the confidentiality of the affected person,
Yes.
probably better than it would if we didn't have this.
The city will not know who participated. The city will just get a bill for each session.
Which will help, maybe not convince, but some guys or gals might not want to participate if they know that we know, if that's.
And it doesn't cost
Simple.
us anything until as used.
There's no cost for us to use it or to sign up for it. We're only charged if we have employees that use it. And I believe the very back page has a list of what employees would be eligible.
Yes.
Yeah.
On Exhibit A.
Chief, I'm sorry.
And I believe traumatic event is also defined on page. I thought I saw it.
Definition.
I've seen it somewhere. May not be in the contract.
What was the question?
Traumatic, you said it was, traumatic event was described or defined.
Oh,
I don't know where I saw that.
it says, it does say traumatic experience, event experience while in the course of duty, so there is that. But yeah, I don't see it.
Chief Brian had to leave early, but he blessed this morning at our department head meeting also. Or as far as being a supplemental thing.
It's on the back of the resolution, at the very top paragraph. It says, first responders are entitled to 12 visits with a mental health professional following a traumatic event. And it describes that as a traumatic bodily injury or death of a person, serious injury or abuse of a minor, immediate threat to the life of an individual or another person, or a mass casualty suffered on the job.
We'll make a motion to adopt the resolution.
Second.
Motion and second to adopt?
Mr. Meeker?
Yes.
Mayor Kinslow?
Yes.
Mr. Rainwater?
Yes.
Mr. Tedford?
Yes.
Unanimous.
Thank you. I think that's a good step. for us to do.
Sounds good.
Number 10, city clerk treasurer resolution updating remote access policy.
This resolution was reviewed and adopted or approved for forwarding on to the council. It is just really maintenance, housekeeping, updating this policy that was from 2017, so it needed to be updated to what we do now, and DCR is the entity that went through and updated it. So it's got the technical must-haves in it by the pros that keep us safe.
Is there anything that precipitated this?
Yeah, but just the fact that it's old, and there were some things pointed out that were outdated.
It can be updated.
And legislative audit, yes, is,
Okay.
yeah. We're just doing what the auditors tell us to do.
Yeah.
So we just, supposedly it's ready to go and ready for approval.
Make a motion to adopt the resolution.
Second.
Motion second to adopt.
Mr. Meeker?
Yes.
Mayor Kinslow?
Yes.
Mr. Rainwater?
Yes.
Mr. Tedford?
Yes.
Unanimous.
Thank you all. Number 11 is resolution creating a Kelly Hendricks Memorial Fireworks Fund. As you know, I'm sure that we lost Kelly Hendricks recently. I had the honor and hardness of speaking at his funeral.
Which you did wonderfully, by the way.
Thank you.
Yes.
That was probably one of the hardest things I've done in a long time. So, Kelly was an icon of Greenwood. He wasn't your typical icon. he was a little different icon. So, but he was indeed that. So, Casey actually asked me about the idea, and if you don't, you do know. There's nobody in here that doesn't know. But Kelly, maybe with the exception of Shane, I don't know. Kelly was all about fireworks,
Yep.
and he was all about the United States flag. And I could go into 100 stories, and you could all provide the same, probably, in 100 hours of stories, and how many times he called City Hall asking about these things. And the day after we had an event, he'd call the next day to see when the next event is. So that was just who he was. So I think it would be very fitting for this community, our town, to honor him and memorialize his memory, if you will, with this restricted account that people could give to. Casey approached me on it in the sense of fireworks. We're not trying to replace or take away or we want the city to do what we've always been doing for fireworks, and that's $20,000, which we put on a great show, one of the best in the state, I've been told, and I know for a fact. What we would be interested in, and I think some people have already shown interest in giving money toward that to make it even bigger, to make it a bigger show than what it already is. Some years it may be that, and some years it may be bigger because of the donations that have been made. And then this morning in our department head meeting, I said, well, let's add the flags, because it's also been brought up that people would and have already, not for this, but they gave money and bought flags for the funeral, I do know, and for the casket, that we accept donations towards buying or purchasing flags, poles, all the things needed. I'm talking about hanging on the poles, and maintaining those flags. Kelly, at one time, what I read in the funeral was 191 flags all over town. I don't know that we'll ever get back to that necessarily, but I definitely made a commitment to everybody at the funeral that I would carry on the legacy as best I could of keeping those flags up. So we've already put them back on Main Street up to the funeral home, as we did the day of the funeral, and then we already have prepared to do there up to the high school or administration building. And then as we get money and we get funding and people want to participate, we'll go down Center Street, wherever. We're going to do it right. We're not just going to stick them anywhere. We're going to hang them right, get them up out of the way where people can't. Surely nobody would vandalize a flag, but you never know. So that's the process we're going to try to do. Did you want to?
Just throw in that I kind of also started a little
Yeah, you did, yeah.
Get something back with the square.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Businesses there, which,
Yeah,
you know, that takes a little more work. for
Sure.
private business, but I started that, I don't know.
okay, I know you talked to the Troop 54, maybe a Rod or something about it. I think everybody gets their head together on this. We're gonna be known across the state as we kind of were. In fact, we had a citation. It's here in City Hall.
In the lobby.
In the lobby that we were known for
Most
for
patriotic
patriotism.
And we have a target date, 250th anniversary of American Independence.
Yes, and if, again, he's a lot better off than we are, but I hate that he's missing it, you know? But, he's got a lot better things going on than that. But yeah, 250 is this year. Casey has already suggested, and I'm all in, of dedicating the fireworks this year specifically to Kelly and have banners, correct, Casey? Stating so, at the Freedom Fest. So, that's what this is about.
I make a motion to adopt.
I got a quick question though.
Yes, sir.
Would it be better to put it under, I mean, is it just semantics, to put this under the parks budget or under the general fund?
General fund funds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Our fireworks show.
the flags, the fireworks are
General.
general.
Okay. Well,
If you put it under parks, they're gonna have to come up with the 20 grand.
Yeah. What do you think about that, Casey?
Also, I did add the flags in there, and is section 2 sound better?
Yes.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
well, I'll make a motion to second.
okay.
We have a motion and a second.
Mr. Maker,
That blows mine, yes.
Mayor Kinslow,
Absolutely.
okay, Mr. Rainwater,
Absolutely.
Mr. Tedford,
Yes.
These better say, what? Yeah,
just yes.
thank you all. Like I said, I think he's got cooler things that he's doing right now, but he would be amazed that we would all come
Yes.
together to honor him in this way, so. All
We're
right,
gonna advertise that on all our things.
yeah, absolutely.
We should.
I think Parks will have it on their site, and we'll have it everywhere else for people to know, and so, yeah. Thank you all. Number 12, water plant, resolution to waive bidding on tank rehab at water plant.
Only
Mr.
reason
Posey?
Tim had to show up.
Yeah. Hey, we let Stuart go early, and you had to stay, right?
Yeah, there's a ball game on, I heard.
8:40, 8:30 or something like that. Huh? Oh, it did? 8 o'clock.
Any rate, we have a backwash tank. It's called a blue glass tank, and it's one company called Texas Aqua Store builds them. It's very proprietary, and it's got some problems that we're going to have to address. I'm asking for a resolution to waive bidding due to the proprietary nature and the situation.
This was blessed by the wastewater commission, so just formalized by y'all's adoption.
And I'll make a motion, we adopt the resolution.
Second.
Have a motion and a second?
Mr. Meeker?
Yes.
Mayor Kinslow?
Yes.
Mr. Rainwater?
Yes.
And Mr. Tedford?
Yes.
It's unanimous.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Posey.
Thank you.
Number 13, approval of contractual engagement for comprehensive sales and use tax audit. That's what he thinks of you, Tom.
Bye-bye.
That's my report on that. I have to write my story.
Got all you need. Thanks, Shane.
My mom told me not to tell stories. Okay, I had a cold call specifically because taxes are very important to the city, specifically sales and use taxes. And there is a company out of Jonesboro that's working with a client in Fort Smith right now. And they had made a cold call to me to discuss providing their services to the city of Greenwood. And the services that they offer, I believe you have the cover letter in your packet, or at least in your packet now. I got this late Friday afternoon, and it was given to Charlotte today. The ATA, which is formed by an association of former Arkansas state tax auditors, they have experience of over 50 years working on trying to recover overpaid sales taxes, gross receipt taxes, local sales and use tax, And the one that struck my fancy was the federal motor fuel tax, which we know that the police department is exempt from as far as payment is concerned, but when we switched over to the RVES system, we haven't been recovering that. In our discussion with them, they will go after recovering what is allowed by law, by the federal law, to go back and reclaim. And the good news is that's not necessarily a large amount based on how many vehicles that they use and how much gas that they purchase. However, I think it's 17% or some, don't quote me on that. It's a large double-digit number in the tax that you pay at the pump for federal taxes that is police departments are exempt from. They will also provide us, at no cost to us, the wherewithal and the forms and the format and how to continue doing that after they do their audit. They can go back 3 months on that. And then for every month after that, we'll file for those rebates to us. So we're generating more income to us. This is a contingency payment based. So if they come in and they do their audit back for, I believe the period would be 23 to 26, because by law they can go back 3 years. It's a rolling 3 years. So from whatever month they come in and start reviewing and are prepared to file the report, they can go back 3 years from that date. So they're going to come in, access our records. We'll provide them an office here. They said it would take about anywhere from 3 weeks to up to potentially 3 months, depending on the volume of what we process. And they will file, and they will even go with the appeals if there is denial that they believe was unfairly denied at no cost to us, because they get paid based on 35% of whatever refund or rebate we get from the government, from the state and or federal. So we're paid first, and then they bill us for their 35%. So right now, we're not getting anything. So if we get something, and then the knowledge of how to go after and watch and review this, that's the benefit to us going forward. So this is a win-win for us. It gives us the knowledge. We now have an additional person that can go after this, and part of our job responsibilities now. And it's just another way for me to try to generate some additional revenue. So here's the other part. If there's nothing that they find, in other words, they come in and they say, oh, you guys, you didn't have any overpaid sales and use tax, then they get nothing. They did all that work, and we don't pay them a cent. They only get if they recover. So this is their agreement. It's all listed there. And all I'm doing is I told them I would present it to you today, and if you're good with it and you'll allow for us to enter into an agreement for them to come and do this work, that's why it's in front of you today, to give us permission to go ahead and see what they can find and give us the knowledge to go forward on doing it on our own, and make sure that when we sign checks and we look at the invoices, that we know that the tax structure is correct and that we're not overpaying our taxes. It does not go the other way if you're thinking that. They do not say, oh, you underpaid here. They don't do that. They're only looking for overpayments that would generate revenue to them. And us, 65%. What we don't know, what we would get in a 3-year period.
Right.
So do we have an idea of what we were getting before we stopped getting it?
We didn't never get it, not since I've been here.
Never got it, okay.
No. Never claimed it.
Okay. So it'd be roughly 17% of 55,000.
Yeah, whatever the federal tax rate is. It's not 2 or 3 or 6% like the state. It's a lot higher.
Yeah.
Most of your pumps, when you go pump, that they have a thing that says includes 42% or 42 cents on the gallon federal and state taxes.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, yeah.
So it's basically ever since we went to the RVES Cashback Rewards Program and off of Fuelman, that just kind of fell off the radar.
Right.
And wasn't tracked. Okay.
And this is not something that RVES does, and this is something that we will go after from now on. And The federal law is you can only go back 3 months,
Is that
not 3 3 months, not 3 years. So,
Golly.
yeah, so that's why it's important that we do it every month, so we don't lose that.
3 months is 3 months.
Yeah, and they said it wouldn't be to their benefit to keep coming back and doing it
Right.
for the 3-month period because it's insignificant money to them,
Right.
so.
So this is like a 30-day, either party can quit it
Yes,
if wanted, yeah.
Sounds okay to
it's
me.
no different than if you take, you like water did, they went ahead and gave their accounts receivables that were past due and uncollectible to a company to go, a collection agency to go out, and they have a percentage of their contingency, and if they don't collect, they don't get paid. Same here. They do the work, and if we don't get paid, they don't get paid.
Kind of a grant writer type.
And so this would be a vote to authorize the mayor
enter into
to
the
sign
agreement.
this contract.
I make a motion to let the mayor sign the contract.
Second.
Motion and second.
Mr. Meeker?
Yes.
Mayor Kinslow?
Yes.
Mr. Rainwater?
Yes.
Mr. Tedford?
Yes.
Unanimous.
I don't want to do it.
Oh,
Oh, has he not seen it? Well, he's seen it on the packet there.
I can tell by his attitude, it's good.
Attitude.
He shook his head.
Find anything in there that we won't do it unless.
Yeah. Okay, thank you all. We got through that pretty quick with
Yay.
department reports and questions from council. Bob, did you have, yes, I knew you did, I forgot. Yeah, I know, she's got a clock on back there.
Y'all have, I've given all of you copies of the report. Just wanted to just real briefly give you the A to Z on our sales tax effort. We've put everything together on paper now, and it'll be in the files, so that 10 years from now, when more than likely this group isn't doing this, somebody will know where to start.
Yeah.
Because we spent, and Travis and Charlotte and I, we spent a good deal of time right at the beginning going, what's the deadlines? Who gets what? Where's it? Couldn't find it. But we put it all together.
One of the reasons that it was odd timing. We
Yeah,
don't
it's an odd
usually do
time
it in a
because we
primary.
changed the election dates and everything, so there were several unknowns. But anyway, we did that. We established the committee as required by law. We did the paperwork. We raised a little bit of money, didn't spend much. We have filed everything that had to be filed with the Secretary of State's office. I have a permanent file in my office. Anybody ever wants to see it, it's all public information, but we raised about $1,000. And that's what paid for our signs and the handout cards and that sort of thing. It was a team effort. One of the things that was neat was as I would generate stuff out to people and say, hey, text 5 people today. People would text me back in a little while and say, done, we got ours done today. And that was council members, staff members, department heads, all that happened. We got right down to the very end. We got it certified. Charlotte had the documentation. It is now gone to the Department of Finance Administration. Charlotte has a receipt, says all documents received. So we're good to go. Mission accomplished. I have 2 recommendations that I'd like to see us think about going forward that we've already started. One, the signs that we started doing, let's make that permanent. We have a project, let's put a sign up that says paid for by your 3/4% sales tax. Because one thing we did see a lot legitimately was people went, what's this paying for? What am I getting out of this? And, we hadn't said anything for 10 years, so they didn't know. The other thing I'd like to request that every year when the mayor does his state of the city, that we ask the department heads to do about a 30-second version of those videos that they did for this effort, that we could put out at that time with the state of the city and put them out on social media, a visual, here are things that we've accomplished with your money. So that every year we're giving that little bit of knowledge to people of they're getting something for it. Anybody has any questions? Like I say, we've got all the documentation, it's all been done legally, so.
I want to thank Bob for doing what you did, leading the crew, leading the charge, getting it done, and then with this follow-up. Thank you so much. Very much.
You done a good job.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right, questions for the department heads that are here? Anybody? Nope. Council forum? Anybody got anything on your mind? Or-
Yeah, I got a couple things.
Yes, sir.
One, thank the Lord, it's springtime, the sun's shining. That reminded me today, where are we at with our contract and our timeline with our solar panels? Are we about getting to that point where we gotta decide?
Yes, probably something I might wanna go back and bring to your attention with, I'll have a conversation with Kill Solar on, our option period. It should be next year, we have to make the decision as to whether we wanna buy or not.
Okay, I mean, either at a budget study session later on this year or
It should be,
city.
such issue should be this month, right, Charlie? It's in April.
Yeah, but I don't know if you wanna do it
Yes, it is.
this soon,
No, I wouldn't. What I would like to do is.
April 15th.
I would like to prepare the analysis of it, update
Yep.
the analysis. You haven't seen the one we did a couple of years ago, but I put together a way to determine what the impact has been, what our electric usage has been, how it's grown, how much money has been saved or lost, either one, and the ramifications of buying versus continuing to run the contract out. Because you don't have to buy those. That's
Right.
where your big savings are gonna be is if you do. But then you have debt service for a period of time while you pay the buyouts. Because they've sunk a lot of dollars into that infrastructure. And they're gonna want some recovery on that.
And by the way, I know Tom has expressed, and we've been aware that one of the power companies, it's taken a while to get things where we think it's supposed to be. We're not sure it's still there. Well, I'll have to say it. We had a meeting with SWEPCO recently. I know Chief Hobbs was there. Can't remember who else came, but we met with some new folks with SWEPCO. They were very wanting to get into, they're new and with the company, so they wanted to talk to us about issues and problems, and I brought up that. And I don't know if they've reached out to you. Okay, okay, good. So they're gonna have we're gonna have a sit down with those folks and figure out what is different than, yeah,
So either, probably not by the next budget study session, but the one after or something like that, maybe. Let's,
I'll try.
July,
I'll try for June, well, May.
April.
That's the next one. But if I don't, it'll be June.
Okay.
Now, where are these panels?
There's two
Lake.
farms that we have, one's over by the water,
in Green,
the dam, right by the dam. That's a.
literally by the dam,
And then there's one over by the treatment plant.
behind the sewer treatment plant. We purchased that one we purchased some property from Farmers Bank to put that array on. The other one, we already had the property up by the dam.
Okay.
So one's for SWEPCO and one's Arkansas Valley.
We're leasing them the land, but they own all of the infrastructure.
Yeah.
And maintain it. And insure it.
Yeah.
So if you were to buy, you're looking at entering into a maintenance agreement, because no one around here knows how to run those, and or replace them. We'd have to insure them in case there's hail damage or damage to the actual panels, and they would need to be replaced due to some catastrophe, and the other would be upkeeping of the area itself, which we don't have to do right now, they do.
Hands off right now.
So how much energy are they generating?
Well, I'll go into that when I give you the whole,
Okay.
you'll see the whole thing. I'm not prepared, I didn't prepare that today. That's
Yep.
voluminous.
And it is every building. I don't know if you're aware, every municipal building is powered by that solar.
Nice.
Those two arrays. Okay, anything else for any of these department heads?
Actually, that's not a correct statement. We're not directly powered by those.
No,
They generate
Yeah.
electricity and
Yeah.
it's net metering. They send it to SWEPCO and AVEC.
Right, right.
And AVEC credits us with what they purchased, but they still bill us for what we use at a
Okay.
yeah,
less credit rate.
yeah, that's what I said.
That's I mean,
That's what I meant to say.
a lot of people think that because we have the panel,
Yeah.
they supply the electricity
Right,
direct for
no.
us.
Yeah.
No. Any other department heads? Danielle, would you like to speak for a few minutes? I know you're trying to not get out here too early.
It's not department head, it's council forum though.
Oh, sorry, we're past department
Stop
head.
going backwards.
Council forum. Anything from anybody?
The only other thing I had, was, I did watch the State of the City address. Mayor did a very good job on it.
Thank you.
I wish I would have gotten an invitation to that. I didn't.
Should have. Email?
No phone call.
Charlotte sent it out.
Yeah.
And put it on Facebook.
I didn't get an email.
You should have received an email.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't. So, but
Sorry.
if everybody else did, then.
Well,
I apologize.
all intentions were that you would have gotten one.
But I would have missed the time too, because you went like 34 minutes, and you usually go like 20 or 22. so-
Right.
But you did do a good job.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Huh?
No bets.
No
Well,
bets.
I think Mr. Bell did. Yeah,
It's not the same without it being a.
it's not the same.
It is.
My apologies for you not
Yep.
getting that. Anything else? If not, I do want to say real quick that I'm excited and proud to go to Ms. Hendricks, as I will very soon, and inform her of your decision tonight to support this flag and, sorry? Yes, fireworks. So thank you for that, and I'm sure she'll be pleased. Anything else? If not, I'll entertain a motion to dismiss. Adjourn. Motion?
Second?
Second. Thank you all very much. We did it, 8:37.
Then y'all can go home early.
Early. It's an hour and a half. Still yet.
Well, I mean, it's early.
That's way early for us.
The chair had you trapped. You couldn't go.
Exactly.
See ya.
I was gonna make